This is part two. So that was the U.S. national news. The only thing that matters in that topic at this time. Yes, there's a bunch of smoke. Yes, there's a bunch of sand in the air, dust, and weather concerns, economic concerns, etc. But it all ultimately, other than the weather-related stuff, comes down to what that previous video is about. In the local area of things in my life, I've had a friend reach out that is providing me with auto parts as needed, so that if things are looking like they're going to break down, something's acting funky or whatever, that the parts are going to come to me so I can keep that money going to grind out. Now, on top of that, today was pretty decent for business, but the first 3 days of the week, the ones where I was written on the schedule, were very rough. Very little was made. I worked 2 shifts on Tuesday, and I walked out after 2 shifts of about 6 or 7 hours total driving time, which is to say a lot of it was not done driving because there was only 2 runs on the night shift. I walked out of there with $50. I think I walked out with about 50 or 60 on Monday, maybe less. It was fairly slow. It picked up a little at the end. Tuesday was dismal. Wednesday was even worse. I made $14 yesterday for my cash take home. $14 to put toward the $1,000 that I need to save up. Today I got a call on my day off by the closing driver and said, yeah, I got stuff I got to do. If you want to close, you can. And I was like, yes, I'll take it. And so I went in. I was unannounced on anything else, and boom, boom, there I am. A few orders come through. Business is okay. And I'm able to get money. Did all right. It wasn't great, but it was decent. No, Monday I only made like 40 something. So yeah, it's another night like that. But I mean, decent, 40 to 50 on a weeknight for 3 hours of what is usually very slow. That's decent, right? But I've got expenses. I've got gas to take care of. Groceries from time to time. It's not like I'm going out spending a bunch or anything else, but this bag of tobacco is probably my last bag of tobacco, depending on how the money flow goes. It's looking like when this runs out, it's going to be chewing a whole bunch of gum until I can get to where I don't have to chew as much gum. That's going to cost money. I had to get a quart of oil. So right now, if I think the current, I don't want to get into specific details, but it's like if I make what I made tonight, tomorrow, which is on Friday night, which would be nice for Friday night to be much busier than that. I don't know why Friday nights aren't more busy than that. Then I'll have about $200 saved up toward the 1,000. And that is assuming that nothing breaks, that the parts that I can get won't be here or whatever, you know. I got to watch out for the alignment on my car causing an uneven tire wear that will end up being, you know, a $300 thing for tires too soon. Unfortunately, I was only able to buy the cheap tires the last time because of the situation and expense and everything else. So they're going to run through faster. It's what happens. That's the reason why I don't buy the cheap tires. But, you know, people that are helping out paying for the expense or whatever say, well, we want to get the cheap ones. Okay. There's a reason I don't, but okay. So then the next time I come up short, be like, hey, but the, you know, tires ain't going to get no help. Well, I did it last time. Yeah, and the last time I got the cheap tires, which ran out faster. It's not like I haven't been doing this for 16 years. So today, at the end of the shift, while checking out, was shown that an interesting phenomenon had been noticed. And while there were extended periods with no delivery orders and extended periods with a ton of carryout business, that a lot of the carryouts that were coming through were DoorDash orders. That's how their system puts them in. They don't have really they have a separate number they put them in under, but they don't put them in as a separate type of order versus, dine-in, carry-out, delivery kind of thing. And of those DoorDashes, apparently most or all of them, the last couple of days, while things had been drearily slow, impossible to get ahead, $14 cash is all I brought home for the 2 runs that came in like 5 hours. That's bad. That's really bad. That's painfully bad. That's, we're not going to make it bad. That all of these DoorDash orders that had come through had been on a situation where the Dasher was ordering for themselves in order to get their 15% off the cost of the order multiple times, different orders, several Dashers doing it. That all of the orders being delivered during these times from at least the restaurant I work at. I have no clue whatsoever about other places if this has been a thing there too. Seems like the Dashers are taking employee discount orders on behalf of customers and then bringing them to them and getting the delivery fee and gratuity all in cash outside of DoorDash, which is basically an unlicensed, under-the-table delivery business using DoorDash as the mode, the access to the businesses. Now, if I had been taking customer orders, placing them with my employee discount, selling it back to them at the discount, and having them pay me in cash for the delivery, like the charge and all that, the fee for it, I would be fucking fired. I would be fired from my job. If I was DoorDash, I would flick all of the Dashers that are caught doing that and ban all the customers that engaged in that from DoorDash. That's what I would do. I don't have an issue with the people who do the job, doing the job. It's a job. People got to work, right? But the fact is, the DoorDash and Grubhub and all of them, online, app-driven, third-party delivery services are stealing money, stealing income from the hourly paid employees, some of whom even they're stealing their entire job in that companies can't afford to keep as many delivery drivers, people get cut. It's not the Dasher's fault. It's the customers of DoorDash who would rather have a certain type of convenience or a certain mode of delivery that they prefer rather than how the business does it in any given business, or that they don't want to be the one to go out and buy the stuff at the store. People. Instead, they want someone else to go pick it up, having had someone else pull it off the shelf for them. Automated, servant, serve me, right? But in doing it this way, you're harming businesses locally, and you are harming employees of those businesses locally. It's not the Dasher's fault, unless the Dasher is then also soliciting under-the-table employee discount purchases on behalf of the customers, who are then not only not ordering through the business, not ordering delivery for hourly paid delivery drivers who are otherwise having difficulty making the most essential needs as payments. Those people are to blame. They are to blame. I had wondered why business was was being like that. And the thing is that DoorDash, I think what happened with it was DoorDash cycles through dashers. I've spoken to a couple about how it works. They have a very brief amount of time while they're waiting on an order, and as soon as that food's out, they run out the door. But I get a little information here and there from time to time. And they are notified of the tip after they've made the delivery. However, there are ways of telling, based on what the initial fee is, whether or not there is a tip or not. As well as there may be notes indicating how they will tip, or you remember the address. And so then there are people who don't take those orders. It pops it up to you. I can't make that one, sorry. If you do that too many times, it hurts your rating apparently, but if you do it occasionally here and there selectively, you can, there's a lot of people that can get together and talk about it and say, yeah, so these people don't tip. Let's not deliver to them. I thought that was a good thing. I still think that's a good thing. People need to learn. But it seems like they cycle which dashers get assigned which restaurants, which runs, which customers. There's some kind of an ESG thing going on through that certain people get a better deal than others. And it's one of the many reasons why I have no interest in participating in that business. So if you have dashers that were used to getting these orders, not getting these orders, happen to bump into someone out and about in town or whatever, oh, hey, here's my number. If you ever want a better deal than what they get you, I can hook you up, and it'll be through DoorDash. But what they're really doing is taking the order, self-discount, pickup dash the order, and then getting that from the customer. That is what seems to be going on. And I don't think it's going to work out well for any of the dashers that are participating, and I certainly hope it doesn't work out well for the customers that are participating, because every order that goes through like that is one that could have been delivered by someone who is paid hourly, who has bills to pay, and who is otherwise also feeling the strain. If you want to make that kind of money, get a job doing delivery. Don't do DoorDash. But if it's a hard time keeping the job going because of DoorDash, well, then obviously the issue that needs to go is the thing that doesn't pay an hourly wage to its employees. And it's obviously being manipulated in ways that harms local businesses as well as local employees. The customers are hurting the restaurant by ordering that way. They are hurting the restaurant's employees personally. Their livelihood is at stake. They are hurting them by ordering this way. As a consequence, among other reasons, among other situations, occurrences, etc., someone like myself could very well lose his home. But hey, you paid less and you didn't have to tip as much. So it's all good.